Okay, I'm making this video today because for the first time in a long time, I wasn't able to find complete information on the internet about silencers as it pertains to, you know, quieting this thing down. So, I purchased these. These are actually the third item I've purchased in hopes of quieting this boat down. The first two were off of Amazon. I think one was by DC Sports. I can't remember what the other one was, but it would not fit into my exhaust pipe. These ones, with a little help, do. So this is going to be more of a before and after video to show you guys noise reduction with these slip-in silencers. I purchased these from Hardin Marine for $189, and they shipped from CP Performance, and when I went on the CP Performance website, they sell them for the same price, so I guess it doesn't really matter who you buy them from, they're going to be the same price. I'm in Northern California, and they shipped out of Petaluma, and they were here pretty damn quick. So, anyway, without further ado, I'm going to do a before test on this, and then I'll go ahead and get them put in, and we'll do an after test to see about the noise reduction. I got this decibel meter off Amazon for, I think it was less than $20, but I don't recommend that you buy it because in the instructions when you open it, it says that you need a calibrator to calibrate the decibel level, and you have to adjust a potentiometer that's in the back. So I kind of set it in a quiet room, and we're just going to kind of leave it where it's set and take a before and after reading. So while the decibel reading itself may not be completely accurate, it should give us an accurate decibel reduction reading. I'm going to be taking the test from right here, which is about 15 feet measured with a tape measure from the back of my exhaust. So I'll do the before and after readings from the same location with the decibel meter extended at arm's length. There's actually an extensive procedure for how the sheriff is supposed to take this reading when he tells you that your exhaust is too loud. They take a lot of things into consideration, including wake noise, how far away you are from things that can reflect sound, like berms, the shore, you know, buildings that may be on the shore, anything that can reflect sound back and affect the test. Noise from other boats, they're supposed to hold the meter no less than 25 feet from the back of your boat. When they take the reading, it has to be like 5.5 feet off the water. They have to have their arm extended when they do it. There's all sorts of rules to this test. If you want to go look it up online, I found the information easy enough. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and take an initial noise reading. I guess it'd help if I turn the water on first. I have this hooked up to a hose so I don't burn up the seals in my jet pump. This motor in particular has been dynoed at about 710 horse. Whether you believe that or not, I don't really care. I don't really know how accurate the dynamometer is, so give or take whatever your thoughts are on that. I have a lot of people shake their head at me just when I say that. Apparently they're the horsepower whisperer and they can detect horsepower by sound. So if you're one of those guys, feel free to drop me an angry note and I'll be happy to laugh at you. Okay, having problems with this gauge. I actually just ordered a new one. My fuel system vapor locked on me the other day, and this gauge has not been the same since. So hopefully we can get this to fire up again without that leaking too much. And if you're curious about how I solved the vapor lock issue, that's another video for another day. Okay, I'm gonna fix this leak real quick and start the video again when obviously it runs safely. Okay, back now with an 1/8 inch pipe plug that I dug out of the spare parts box, outfitted to stop this leak. Should be able to safely take our first measurement now. My kids and their little friend are out here, but this should quiet them down pretty quick. I don't think it's going to affect the test very much. So let's try this again. Okay, so there's our before reading. I'm going to go ahead and get these silencers installed into the exhaust pipes, and we'll take an after reading and you can see for yourself how much of a noise reduction we get with the silencers installed. Once again, I don't think that number on the meter while it was running was completely accurate because I can't calibrate this thing. But with no change in the environment or the settings on the meter, we should be able to get a good reduction reading. Okay, so I've got everything installed, and before we reach our dramatic conclusion here, I'd like to just say a couple things that I feel like I missed thus far that people might want to know about. For one, I never mentioned that this was a big block Chevy, 454 cubic inches, and the hull is a 1972 Southwind, for those of you that may want to know. The install was rather painless. I feel like it turned out pretty well. Pretty clean. And we're about to see just how many decibels we have reduced our exhaust sound to, in hopes of reducing future tickets for myself. Lastly, I'd just like to say that I am in Northern California and I do enjoy doing this kind of thing. So if there's anybody else out there with boats like this that like to go out and enjoy them, I'm always looking for more people to kind of get to know and go out and do this stuff with, who have these boats. It's pretty hard to find information, you know, at least locally, about meets, you know, or special events. I know they have a couple days a year up here that people really like to get out and use them. New Year's is one of them. I know Father's Day is one of them, but it's kind of hard to find information on, like, you know, just get-togethers for people that have this kind of thing. Anyway, so if you have more information on stuff like that, I'd love to know about it. I'm always trying to meet new people that have boats like this, or, you know, go to events. This is what I like to do in my spare time when I'm not working. I like wrenching on them. I like driving them. Get out on the water and have some fun. All right. So, dramatic conclusion time. And also, just noting, you know, I do run a wet header system on these, and that's taken into consideration when they do the real noise test. I'm running them dry for the purpose of this test. A lot of people run them dry over the back. Some people run them through the transom into the water, and they have less issues with this type of thing. But for the purposes of just seeing purely how many decibels I reduce the sound to with these silencers, here goes nothing. And you know what? It would really super help if I plugged my ignition wires back in on the left bank. Sounds a little like a fucking lawnmower right now. But I just finished putting this header back on and torquing the bolts. So you'll have to excuse that little hiccup there. Surprised it started on just the right bank of cylinders though. It was running. So there we go. These are all in. Make sure we're not gonna burn. Looking good. Okay.
Just kidding. Here we go. Alright, that's all I got for you. I'll have to review the video myself and see just how many decibels that reduced. But I can tell you, just from having listened to it fire up many times before, that's definitely quieter. Not a lot, but probably by just enough to get me within the legal limit, which I believe here in California is 90 decibels for any 93 and older engines. So that's all I got. I'd like to make some more videos. I've experienced just about every problem there is to have with fixing, troubleshooting this kind of machine. So, you know, if you want to see another video or you got some problems you're experiencing, leave me a comment.